Fundamentals provide entry points.
Whoops. Yeah, well, obviously I'm Mr. Fundamentals, so it is a case. Technicals give you entry points, fundamentals do. They flip-flop. It's not guaranteed every time, but yes, of course they do.
Volume and liquidity give entry points, not fundamentals.
Can't believe it, Gerry.
Fundamentals is just a narrative. That's all it is.
Ooh.
Markets are always based around narratives, up, down, left, right. There's always a narrative to support it.
Okay, there's 2 flies on the wall over there, Gerry. Do you want to make a market?
Give me enough order book and I will.
You need to earn double your salary before leaving your job for trading.
Obviously, people can come into this and get off to a flyer, but it puts you under a lot of pressure. And if you've got drawdowns, that's an absolute nightmare. It's happened, there's many a tale. People tend to lose more money at the front end of going into trading than they do as they get more experience, so you need to have a buffer. Anything outside that, you've probably been lucky.
For retail trading, you should be building as many revenue streams as possible. So if you've got a stable and healthy job, don't walk away from it, because you can use that then to supplement your development as a trader in the long run.
You sound like the voice of reason, Gerry.
I am the voice of reason.
You're definitely the voice of reason. You could be my lawyer, I think.
The voice of common sense.
Your first big payout should be spent on rewarding yourself.
Controversial. One of your payouts should be spent on rewarding yourself, because there needs to be a reason for doing this. But to be honest, you should be building up your trading buffer to start with. Don't start getting leery. We don't need to see the yellow Ferrari on the drive straight away. Plus you'll have the taxman all over you.
Unless you're trying to flex, no. You should be investing in yourself, investing for the future, invest for the longer run. Because trading is a long-term game, it's not a short-term game. Your Lambo can come today, but if you don't have the money next month or the month after, it's just going to disappear.
I always think, look at Superman 2 at the start. He was absolutely nailing it, wasn't he? He was nicking 0.5% off everybody out of the wages, and then he turns up in a yellow Lambo, beeping the horn. 2 days later, game over. Just be sensible, build it nicely.
More traders focus on the money in trading rather than the skill itself.
It's very difficult to detach yourself from it. Money's the ultimate reason why you're doing it, but you need to turn it into an actual numbers game, percentages, probabilities, and then that helps you get the harder edge.
Yeah, I pretty much agree there. Money makes the world go round, obviously, pays for bills.
It's a song, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah, absolutely. Probably back in your time. But yeah, no, I think for one start, you can agree with Planty.
I didn't have words to songs when I was a lad.
It was Mozart papers.
You can't become consistently profitable trading part-time.
That's one of those for me. It's tricky. I'm a disagree in the main, because a lot of people are time limited. So it depends what you mean by part-time. I think you just need to focus and be strong in the times that you have available to trading. But I think the premise of the question is you need to take it seriously. It's professional. You're doing it as a job. So adding it on to another job is difficult.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Regardless whether you're trading 1 hour or 2 hours a day or 6 or 8, you have to trade it. You have to trade professionally. I know folks who are professional traders. They trade around a job. Like, they trade the busier times of the day, which gives them a little bit more flexibility. So obviously London session opens, US session opens, which is niched to a particular time, and they still do a job in the background. So I disagree on that one.
Talented swing traders make more money on average than talented scalpers.
It's tough on that, and it all depends on the skill of the scalping traders. I think if we look at the probabilities, fewer scalping traders are successful relative to swing traders. So it's possible that they make, because they're trading at the time that the market's moving very quickly, they might have some big trades, but in terms of committing capital and making the real long-term winners, you're going to be swing trading. So I'd have to disagree.
The swing traders are taking the higher time frame approach, which allows them to mitigate short-term volatility. So a lot of trades, a lot of people that I know get stopped out and chopped out in the markets do so under shorter time frames. So the best way to mitigate that is take a higher time frame approach and allow you to understand market breadth and depth.
But you wouldn't believe it if you watch YouTube, would you? Because all you ever see is the instant scalping trade and the chart elevated to the wrong gradient, and it's a massive win or loss. And no one would ever hold a trade for more than 2 minutes.
I'd like to note that as well, that there is successful scalpel traders, absolutely. And successful, so I think it's probably horses for courses, more so than a one shoe fits all approach.
Trading 10 years ago was much harder than now.
Only because Billy's in the room, he wouldn't know what trading was 10 years ago. No, I mean, trading is the same. It's difficult. There's things in the way all the time. It's easier in terms of tools and kit and access to actual trading systems and to knowledge. That's much better than it ever was, but the actual background to trading is just as difficult as it's ever been.
I do believe that access to trading has become obviously much easier. So it's anywhere now on Instagram, social media platforms, it's everywhere. The actual mechanics of the markets, I don't think is any different. When Trump was around 8 years ago, we were talking about trade tariffs with China. We're now talking about the exact same thing, 2025, with trade tariffs with Canada and Mexico. Same thing, same market.
The markets, they repeat, they rhyme, and that's what we're looking for at the end of the day. So nothing's really changed fundamentally, and like you say, technical analysis has evolved into the same patterns being called different things. There's not that many new stuff. There are some new strategies, but they're all based on the basic fundamentals of how markets trade.
If you spend enough time with anyone, you can teach them to be a great trader. Essentially, anyone can be a great trader.
This is a question that you can ask across all walks of life. Sometimes people are either born to doing something or they're not. And there are a lot of directional things in the brain that you need to be able to do to be successful at trading, successful at analysis. You can be in the same industry within the securities industries and you need slightly different skill sets to be successful. You might be able to start making progress with a bit of tuition, but it's all about what you can do when you're set free.
Yeah, I agree with that pretty much. What Planty said there, to be fair. I think psychology is a massive thing. I think it's probably one of the core fundamentals in trading that's often underestimated. It's not really defined enough. You don't see much on social media.
It's all in the head, isn't it?
It's all in the head, and even nowadays I don't think there's many people fully understand what's going on in their head or what makes them make a decision or take action on a decision, because often they think of it 30 minutes later and thinking, why have I done that? And it can't be answered.
Yeah, I mean, the true legends that have been looked at over the years, it's all about that ability to rationalise and to totally turn off the emotions about losses.
Yeah, rationalise logical thinking.
Yeah.
Beginner traders should avoid high leverage.
I disagree, because you need to learn that lesson quickly and fast and hopefully not too expensively. And then you'll very quickly get back down to the sensible trading parameters that I know Gerald is just desperate to tell you what they are.
Yeah, no, I agree with that statement from what you've said, because I just think it's there for a purpose. 90% of retail traders, as soon as they start off, they blow up. So for anyone who's new and hasn't gotten involved, yeah, don't go high leverage straight away. Otherwise, you will lose your shirt pants and probably boxers from 1980 that probably Planty is currently wearing.
If only.